Episode 73, All the Everything Podcast. I'm Billy. That's Tim. Tim, man, what is going on today, sir?
Well, today's been a big day for something I've been dealing with for a very long time. How many times have we discussed concussions on this show, Billy?
Do a shot.
Do a shot. We be drunk 3 times over. But I had a car accident on my birthday back on September 3rd of 2024. And I finally just met with a lawyer today to wrap things up for part 1 of things. There's more stuff I have to deal with. So it's been a very long, drawn-out process, but it is what it is, and just a good step in moving forward and wrapping this stuff up and just hopefully moving on in a positive way.
Right.
But beyond that, since last time we talked, just kind of getting through the week, working hard, busy all the time, and we're still in town, which is weird to adjust to. I keep thinking, should I get my suitcase out right now and pack? Remember, I asked you the question: if you had a chance to put away all your clothes, would they actually fit? I actually was doing that last night. Now I have a little bit it fit for now. I mean, it's jam packed in there, but it fits. And I still have some stuff from my garment bag and my suitcase to unload. So I think I'm going to be really close if I can make it fit or not. So
nice.
I'll get back to you on that. I'm sure everyone's really waiting on pins and needles to know, can Tim put away his laundry? Sounds like the most incompetent thing ever. But that's my excitement right now. Billy, how about you?
Well, if we're talking about closets, my closet is also, I had to take out all my suitcases out of the closet because once again, it's almost springtime in Alabama, which means tornadoes.
Yeah.
And today is another Mr. James Spann day. And what that means is we're going to be having some severe weather come our way this afternoon, this evening, actually tonight. It's going to be a night storm, which I hate because weather will go through like 2 p.m. It just keeps moving. It was like midnight. I was like, oh, cool. I could stay up and just kind of monitor the weather. And then it's like 1 o'clock. I was like, ooh, 2 o'clock. I was like, oh, you just got to trust on those and just the alarms will go off. And
please, Jesus.
But
we're actually under a tornado. What's the
right now?
We're under a tornado watch right now, I think. Let me see.
Well, it's nice because you have a basement. You're in a basement, yes. Right? We go in my closet as our safe space in the house because my closet's like the innermost, not against the actual interior wall.
Yeah.
And so that's what they say. So my closet holds like all of our bike helmets because they say you have gotta have a bike helmet for everybody. You have to have closed-toed shoes. I have like a whole kit of flashlights, lanterns, snacks, waters. Like I'm doomsday prepping in my closet a little bit, but I moved out all the suitcases so we can have room. We kept one of the girls' crib mattresses. It's in there so we can lay it down on the ground. Idea. Yeah, it's perfect. It just kind of sits up against the back end of the wall, and so it's perfect. And they can be comfortable as much as you can be in the closet. So that's this evening. They just canceled all after school activities for the schools.
Like you said this last time we recorded too, they did, right?
Yep. Yeah, it was just like the day before last we went through it as well, and today is another. I mean, it's almost back to back here, and and so that's what we're going to be doing now. We're still trying to wait because both the activities that my girls have, like dance and art, are not related to the actual school district, and so most likely they're going to be going on still. So we're just kind of confirming that to see if I have to do all my dadly rounds and transportation mode this afternoon. So we'll see. Real life right there.
Yes. Well, my tornado warning, or which one's the worst?
Watch is it could happen. Warning is snap.
No, it's coming. Okay.
Yeah.
So our tornado watch expires in the next 30 to 45 minutes. So that's good.
Cool.
So we made it so far today.
Good.
But
Good.
anything crazy could happen next half hour, guys. So
I'm
if you are
telling you.
not watching, you should watch because
Yeah,
things
if you
might
start
get.
hearing Pugs and Leslie down in the basement with Tim, something's going down.
Well, we have a day full of storms and excitement today, and hopefully everyone stays safe out there in the path of all these storms. A lot of craziness going on out there. Prayers are with you guys. But we have more to get into today, Billy. So should we
That's
hit them
right.
with it?
Let's do it.
Well, there ain't nothing to it but to do it. Are you ready, my friend?
You better believe it. Let's get into all the everything, y'all.
All the everything, we've got it all. We've got it all, small, weird, or tall. So grab your snacks, sit back, don't stress. Cause Tim and Billy talk about the randomness. Information prone to UFOs will take you where the weirdness goes. It's two guys talking way too loud about stuff that makes no sense, but we're kinda proud.
Well, welcome back to yet another amazing episode of All the Everything Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Tim Sawhook, and I'm joined by my man who's going to be wearing the bicycle helmet later on, avoiding the storms and taking care of his ladies. Ladies and gentlemen,
right.
Billy Parchman. How you doing today, Billy?
Oh, man, I'm great, man. Doing good. So excited about this episode.
Yeah. Should you have like a helmet down by you right now, just in case?
No,
we're
good. It's actually still, it's overcast outside, but it's coming, but it's not here yet. So,
okay.
Ugh.
Well, we've got a great episode for him today, Billy. What are we talking about, my friend?
Well, Tim, that's kind of funny that you say that because for the first time in 73 episodes, I absolutely have no clue whatsoever what we're talking about. In fact, yesterday I get a phone call because, from Tim, because we were having to discuss what we're talking about today. He goes,
right.
Do you trust me? And I think my words were, oh God.
Yeah, it was.
And I was like, yes, I do.
The confidence, yeah.
Yes, I do. Well, he said, you don't have to do anything for this episode. I got you. You just come and show up. And that's what I'm doing. So, Tim, what are we talking about today?
Well, as always, we're always looking for new and different topics to do on the podcast and something we've never done before or whatever, something good. So I was brainstorming, thinking, and I had an idea. And I started to punch it out a little bit. And I was like, oh, we could do this on the podcast. But there were some roadblocks a little bit until I had to figure it out, how we could do it together. And so today, Billy, thank you for trusting me, kind of, because you were kind of scared a little bit. And I probably would be scared if it was the opposite way. I'd be like, oh, no, what is he going to play the female role of Mary again? I'm not doing it, Billy. Get Michelle back. But today, we are going to solve a murder mystery.
Oh my gosh.
On this podcast.
Okay.
Are you up for the task to be your best detective? To go through
Let's
all the clues, all the information, and find out who is the killer.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And you may say, Tim, you know who the killer is, so it's not as exciting. That's not necessarily true. I was able to do away without me knowing who it is until the very end.
Oh, good. So I'm not by myself, and you're not just okay.
Yeah. I'm not just
good.
leading you and like reeling you in and stuff like that. So the name of this murder mystery party we're doing today is called Murder at the Podcasters Convention.
Oh gosh,
are you excited?
I am nervous.
All right, here's our opening story to lay the land so you know what's going down.
Okay.
So it was supposed to be one of the biggest weekends of the year for the podcast world. The annual Podcasters and Influencers Mega Conference had taken over the Grand Lexington Hotel, a towering downtown landmark filled with marble floors, overpriced cocktails, overconfident entrepreneurs, and enough ring lights to illuminate a small airport.
Sure.
For 3, and you can see that, right, with all those people out there. For 3 days, the hotel had been crawling with content creators of every variety. There were podcasters talking about monetization, influencers filming hallway dances, lifestyle coaches offering vague advice with tremendous confidence. By the way. At least 6 people wearing blazers with sneakers, which is apparently the way you dress now when you're trying to sell an online course. Every ballroom had some kind of panel happening, right? So one was how to build your brand. turning followers into revenue, authenticity in the age of content, and perhaps the most terrifying of all, a standing room only breakout session called How to Go Viral Without Selling Your Soul.
Oh, okay.
Billy, this one's a good for you. I feel like you've sold yourself out.
Nope.
All right.
100% authentic.
That's what I like to hear. So nobody really believed that last one was true. But by Saturday night, the conference was at its peak. Deals were being discussed. Partnerships were being formed. Business cards were changing hands like poker chips. Everybody wanted attention, relevance, and maybe a sponsorship from a beverage company. And sitting near the center of all the chaos was one man who'd made a career out of exposing people just like them. His name is Trevor Blake. All right? You got to write down Trevor, Billy.
Oh, do I need to write? Oh, gosh, I got to take notes. Hold on.
Well, it might be helpful to you and us as we go through this together.
What was Trevor's last name again?
His last name is Blake. Trevor Blake is the guy we're talking about here.
Okay.
So Trevor Blake was the host of the massively successful podcast called Mic Drop Madness, a show that had become known for two things. His audience loved him, and almost everyone in the industry feared him. Trevor had built his brand on confrontation. He didn't just interview creators, he dismantled them. He didn't just discuss trends, he named names. He just didn't ask questions, he cornered people with them. So if someone was faking followers, Trevor talked about it. If someone had a shady brand partnership, Trevor dug into it. If someone sold a course teaching passive income that required 97 hours of work a week, Trevor was there to call it all nonsense. Listeners loved that Trevor said the quiet part out loud that everybody else is already thinking. But that kind of honesty, or cruelty, depending on who you ask, came with a price. Trevor Blake, he had enemies. He had a lot of them. Earlier that Saturday afternoon, Trevor had hosted what became quickly known as the most talked about panel of the entire convention, the dark side of podcast fame, something Billy and I know a lot about. So at first, it seemed like a standard industry panel. Trevor walked on a stage in a dark jacket, carrying a handheld mic and the confidence of a man who knew people were there to watch him and to make trouble. And then he did exactly that. He questioned whether influencer engagement numbers could ever really be trusted. He mocked fake authenticity. He called out podcasters who, in his words, had mistaken owning a microphone for having wisdom. People laughed. He got a big laugh of the whole crowd. Then he got more specific. He dialed in. He took a shot at Madison Sparks. You might want to write that down. He took a shot at Madison Sparks, a social media strategist in the front row, implying her audience growth courses were powered by bots and fake engagement. So he's calling her out. Then he took aim at Greg, the gear guy, saying some reviewers in the industry were little more than walking affiliate links with a YouTube channel. Then, near the end of the panel, he turned his attention to another podcaster in attendance. His name was Billy Parchman.
No, not me.
You might want to write it down.
Oh my gosh. I like how I'm actually writing my name down. First and last name.
I like that too. So Trevor smirked, glanced toward him, and he said, some podcasts don't really feel like podcasts. They feel like two guys who found a microphone and decided the public should suffer with them. The room erupted. Some people laughed because it was funny. Some laughed because Trevor had that kind of gravity. Some laughed because when a guy like Trevor's on stage with a spotlight and confidence, people laugh whether they want to or not. Billy did not laugh.
Oh, no.
Witnesses would later say that Trevor's comment landed really hard with him. Not because it was devastating, not because it was even especially original, but because it was public, casual, dismissive. Trevor had reduced another creator to a punchline in front of hundreds of people and then moved on like it meant nothing. That was Trevor's gift and his curse.
Douche.
So, yeah, Trevor sounds like a total jerk. I just want to slap him in the face. So what happened with Trevor, he left bruised egos behind him everywhere he went. By the time the panel ended, multiple attendees were visibly upset. One conference organizer was seen arguing with Trevor near the backstage hallway. Madison Sparks stormed off while typing furiously on her phone. Red stood in a corner talking to two sponsors in an increasingly animated whisper. And Billy, according to several attendees, went very quiet. That's not a good thing with Billy.
No.
So that evening, the convention shifted into its final night mode. A speaker mixer began downstairs in the grand ballroom. A group of creators gathered around the rooftop bar, and select VIP guests were allowed to access the hotel's VIP podcast lounge. a private room on the mezzanine level reserved for high-profile talent, sponsors, and invited speakers. The lounge was designed to be exclusive without ever letting you forget it was exclusive. Soft leather chairs, sound-treated walls, a private beverage station, a small recording setup in the corner, a bar stocked with coffee, sodas, bottled water, and enough energy drinks to restart the heart of a rhinoceros. That's a lot of energy drinks. Ooh. Okay. So that's where Trevor went around 10:30 p.m. that night.
Okay.
At 10:30 p.m., Billy.
10:30 p.m. Okay.
Witnesses say he looked relaxed, maybe a little smug. He had that energized look of someone who believed he had won the day and was about to win the night, too. So he took an energy drink from the bar area, set his bag down at a table, plugged in a microphone, and reportedly told someone nearby that he was going to record a late-night emergency episode all about the people I made angry today. Jerk. Because, of course, he was. Over the next hour, 4 people entered that lounge. Every one of them had a reason to hate Trevor. Every one of them had an opportunity to get too close. And sometime before 11:45 p.m., Trevor took a drink that would be his last. When hotel security entered the lounge, they found him slumped over forward at the table. A microphone was still positioned in front of him. One headphone clung around his neck while the other one stuck to his ear. His phone screen was lit up with unfinished notes. Next to his right hand sat an open energy drink in a plastic cup partially filled with the same liquid. So at first, responders weren't sure what had happened. A heart attack was considered, a medical episode, exhaustion, dehydration. But the autopsy told a much stranger story. Trevor Blake had not died of natural causes, Billy.
No.
His drink had been tampered with.
He's been poisoned.
It contained a massive dose of liquid caffeine concentrate, far beyond anything a normal energy drink would contain. Now, the level in his system was catastrophic. That meant the amount was so high that investigators concluded that it had not been an accident, not a manufacturing defect, not a case of Trevor overdoing it on his own. Someone had added the concentrate. Someone who knew Trevor would drink it. Someone who got too close to the table to do it. Someone who walked out of that room alive, like Trevor never did. And now, on this episode of All the Everything podcast, this is the case has been reopened. We have 4 suspects, 1 dead podcaster, a room full of grudges, and a killer who may have been hiding in plain sight the entire time. So, Billy, we need to figure out together who murdered Trevor Blake. All right?
Man.
Whoo! All right, so here's how this works. We got 4 suspects, a bunch of clues, and at least 1 deeply petty motive. Honestly, feels very on brand for the podcast world.
Okay.
So we're gonna walk through each suspect and each clue. We're gonna debate it as we go, and at the end, we're gonna make our final guess. One of us may be very right. One of us may be very stupid. Well, that's par for the course. Okay. But we're gonna find out, Billy. We're gonna find out.
Can I guess? Can I guess one? Can I guess one before we get any clues? Just a blind guess.
I'm gonna have you actually write down your blind guess right now.
Okay. I'm gonna write it on this napkin here.
Okay.
So it's on my napkin. I'm going to say... Okay.
Don't say it.
Got it. I won't say it, but I've written it down. It is on the napkin. Okay. Good.
Here we go. We're going to take a little deep dark. We're going to take a deep dive, rather, into some of our suspects, okay? First one is Madison Sparks, all right? She's the social media guru, the public persona. Madison is one of those hyper-polished online business personalities. Always looks like she just stepped out of like a branding photo shoot kind of person. Built an empire on teaching, creators how to grow fast, gain followers, build a digital lifestyle of freedom. She sold courses like Viral in 30 Days, Turn Influence into Income, and Post Less, Profit More kind of things. She's very charismatic. You know, people love her. Highly online, extremely careful about her image. Madison speaks in polished sound bites, posts motivational reels every morning, and has built a business around the idea that she understands the social growth better than anyone else. Now, this is why Trevor was a problem for her, okay? So Trevor had been sniffing around Madison's business for weeks now. A month before the conference, Trevor hinted on his show that he was looking into several creators who were selling growth but buying audiences. He never said Madison's name directly, but people in industry suspected her immediately. During the panel, Trevor finally fired the shot. He said, "Some people aren't social media experts. They're just renting popularity by the thousand." That's done. Then he looked directly at Madison in the crowd that day and said, if your audience disappears the second the bot farm loses the power, that's not influence. The crowd laughed, and they laughed hard at her. For Madison, that was the moment. It felt like a disaster. Her whole business depended on everyone's credibility, perceived credibility. You know, if people start talking and talking behind her back, sales dry up and speaking invites disappear and things like that. So here's one of her motives. Trevor humiliated her publicly and threatened her income. Not just hurt feelings, but actual financial damage, which we've seen people kill over less before. And Madison had every reason to want Trevor silenced before he released his deeper investigation. And so let's talk about her behavior that night, okay?
Okay.
Madison was actually seen entering the lounge around 10:45 p.m. This is the lounge where they found Trevor dead at 11:45. She had apparently been asking around the conference where Trevor was. That alone is suspicious. A witness near the entrance says, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, you said 11:45 or 10:45?
She walked in at 10:45. Trevor bet it at 11:45.
Oh, he died at 11. Oh, that probably is it. Okay. Gotcha.
Let me go back. And now you have me questioning myself because you have a different time. No, they say sometime before 11:45. So right around.
Gotcha.
Now.
Gotcha. Cool.
Okay. Her behavior that night. They saw Madison looking like she had one speech rehearsed in her head and no intention of being interrupted when she was looking for Trevor coming in. Inside, lounge voices were raised. Madison was overheard saying, "You don't get to destroy people for your own content." Another witness said Trevor laughed during the argument, which only made Madison angrier.
Sure.
Then Madison stormed out 10 minutes later. She claims at that time Trevor was still alive, still smug, still recording notes on his phone.
Okay.
So a couple of things that make her look guilty.
Okay.
The clear public humiliation that he had with her earlier in the day. She was seen confronting Trevor directly, standing close at his table, emotionally volatile, and possible fear Trevor would publish more about her. Now, what makes her not guilty, Billy? Madison insists she did not consume caffeine at all. Yeah. She says she gets panic attacks from stimulants, like a lot of people do.
Sure.
She's very image conscious and impulsive, but poisoning doesn't match her style. She tends to retaliate publicly, not secretly. So here's some questions we have about Madison, and we can answer these together. Does Madison seem too obvious to you right now as we're going through?
A little bit.
Okay. And why is that?
How about you? Just because...
yeah, go ahead. I'll go next.
A lot to lose for her.
Yeah.
Especially being super polished. And I'm sure she's one of those that does, you have to have the perfect little lighting. You have to have the perfect angle. You have to have,
perfect fit. Yeah.
I'm sure she does multiple takes. Yeah.
So could she be too obvious? I don't know. Maybe they're tricking us into thinking that she's not obvious, but actually she is. She had a lot of the same access. Then they talked about, can someone who hates caffeine still know how to weaponize it? I think
you can, though.
I think you could look that up pretty easily, right? But then that goes back to what's this premeditated. Like if it was premeditated, then yeah, maybe you would have what they say a caffeine concentrate to put in there, or if you just did it in the moment, would you actually really have that stuff on you? I don't know. What do you think?
No, it wouldn't have been. It would have been premeditated. Ooh,
yeah.
You would have to. You wouldn't be just carrying caffeine around with you. So,
not just caffeine, but caffeine concentrate, which is a different, totally, different thing, right? And you just mentioned this before. Is the question is she the kind of person who wants revenge or wants reputation repair? And you basically said that it's about her reputation, right? Not necessarily trying to kill somebody, unless it was like in the moment. And we've heard about this before. Any closing thoughts on Madison that you want to chat about? Are you ready to move on to our next suspect?
Yeah, let's get our next suspect.
Suspect number 2 was Greg, the gear guy. Okay, he was the reviewer with too many opinions, that kind of guy. So Greg is well known. Greg is a well-known podcast tech reviewer. His channel is built around unboxings, mic reviews, equipment comparisons, and long rants about audio quality. Kind of the stuff that Billy watches all the time and tells me about. It sounds like stuff you watch.
Yeah.
He's he's the kind of guy who says the phrase "warmth in the mid-range" without irony. So Greg's audience trusts him because he presents himself as a neutral expert, the honest voice in an industry full of sponsorships and nonsense. He reviews everything, like we said: microphones, recorders, headphones, lighting kits, mixers, portable studios, and probably a $400 cable that claims to improve the sound by 2%. We are all desperate to get that better sound, right? Well, this is why Trevor was a problem. What?
No, that's just real life. Yeah.
Did you buy did you buy a $400 cord?
Right.
Okay, this was his issues with Trevor. Okay. Trevor had recently accused Greg of secretly taking money to favorite certain podcast equipment brands. Like, he's taking a bribe, right? Not affiliate links, but hidden direct influence. The accusation is devastating for a reviewer because Greg's credibility is his business. If people think he's just a paid mouthpiece, then everything falls apart for his business. Trevor didn't just simply imply it at the panel. He said some gear reviewers don't even review products. They review whichever microphone company bought them lunch. I could see that being a big deal. That got a huge reaction. People oohed and awed and stared at different people. His motive, if Trevor released evidence of under-the-table payments, these people are all shady as get out.
Yeah.
Greg's channel could implode, so he could lose audience trust, sponsorships, and future deals. His behavior that night. Greg entered the lounge around 11 p.m. with a bulky backpack full of equipment. He claims that he was there to test a portable mixer with the in-room recording setup. He says Trevor was in a weirdly cheerful mood and even asked Greg if he wanted to be interviewed. Greg declined. He says the room smelled like energy drinks and ego. Greg admits he got within a few feet of Trevor's table. He says he sat his backpack down in the room and was testing levels near the recording corner. What makes him look guilty, Billy, is strong financial motive. Because it could ruin him if anything, if this true gets out, right? Physically present. Carried a large bag that night that could hide almost anything in it. Openly consumes a ton of caffeine on a daily basis. Comfortable around equipment, bottles, and clutter without drawing suspicion. He's always been like the guy in the background that people aren't paying attention to. Now, here's what makes him not guilty. Greg is argumentative, but he's methodical. He doesn't seem like an emotional snap type kind of guy. And if we're going to kill Trevor, caffeine might actually be too traceable because it fits him too well. He says he never got close enough to the drink, only his gear. So, we got some questions for you to answer, Billy, and me. Could Greg have hidden concentrate in his backpack?
Yes. Yes, he could.
Right. He's already carrying tons of equipment, massive backpack. You can pretty much hide anything in there. I completely agree with that. Now, here's the bigger question. Is Greg actually smart enough to frame somebody else? They did say he was methodical.
If he had enough, yeah, I think he could. I think he could.
Like if he had enough to lose, yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Does his really heavy caffeine use make him more suspicious or too obvious?
I don't know if the caffeine is a heavy. I think there's more telltale things there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it just a red herring? I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
Or is he the kind of guy who'd rather sue you than poison you? I would say I could see that.
That could be the case. Yeah.
Like that way you don't have to be up in front. You could just do this from behind with a lawyer, sue somebody. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Anything else about Greg? Questions? Anything to hit you?
Okay. Yeah. I mean, do we want to talk about this now? Because with timing things, I might have figured something out already. Do you want me to mention it now or save it?
You can mention a name, like who you think did it.
No, I don't. I could probably eliminate or put more doubt on somebody.
Okay. Well, and we're here to discuss it. Let's do it. If we got doubts, shout them out.
If I wrote this down correctly, and you know, there could be user error here, so take that with a grain of salt. There.
Gotcha.
Madison entered in at 10:45 and stayed for 10 minutes. They
Right.
said Greg did not even arrive until 11 p.m., but then he was there when Trevor was still alive. Unless it takes a while for the concentrate to kick in. Now, that could be an issue there too. So I don't know. But that's just something to think about.
Yeah. Maybe we should actually say what caffeine concentrate actually is.
How long does it take once you drink it to kick in? Because we might need to know that as well.
Yeah, I probably should have looked it up, but I didn't even. I had an idea of what it is, but I had never really heard about it before. Have you?
No, I mean, I know that Panera Bread's gotten sued because they had people die from drinking their highly caffeinated lemonades because they sell like an unlimited package. You just pay a one-time package fee, and the kids go in there and study, and they drink these all day. And I think it actually, yeah, all day. And then I think it actually really killed some folks, and Panera got sued and had to change their caffeination intake levels, I guess. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're killing people with lemonade, that's an issue.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had that.
Yeah.
So I looked up. It says they just said it's called coffee concentrate or caffeine. It says it's a highly condensed, potent liquid coffee brewed with a high coffee to water ratio. Often it's 1:1 to 1:8, designed to be diluted by water, milk, or dairy alternatives. So this is something that was a drink.
Drip.
Form. Wasn't
you just put a little drop?
Yeah, it wasn't like powder that you had to mix in or something like that.
Sure.
Okay.
Take the powder. Gotcha.
Yeah, there we go. Woo! Okay. So that was suspect number 2. Now we're moving on to suspect 3. You.
Me.
Billy.
Yeah.
The podcaster who got humiliated. So here's your public persona. Billy is attending the convention as a speaker and podcaster. His panel earlier that day was titled "Podcasting Without Taking Yourself Too Seriously."
Gotcha.
Okay. That sounds on brand.
Sure.
So, which ironically becomes relevant almost immediately because Trevor takes a shot at him in a room full of creators. Billy is known for humor, looseness, being spontaneous, and not pretending to be some polished industry guru. That makes him likable. But also makes Trevor's mockery sting even more because Trevor frames him as an unserious amateur and it's completely beneath him.
Gotcha.
So this is why Trevor was a problem to you, Billy. Trevor publicly belittled you in front of peers and potential sponsors. It wasn't just a roast. It was a dismissal of who you are and what you do. And unlike Madison or Greg, whose conflict with Trevor was business related, Billy's felt personal. So Trevor basically said, "You're not worth respecting." That kind of insult lingers with somebody. So how's that feel? How'd that insult land with you, Billy?
I'm trying to think as how digital Billy would feel and not real Billy.
You're really taking a deep dive at yourself, and you may not like the way it looks. Okay. So here's what your motive is in this story: embarrassment, anger, pride, maybe accumulated frustration. Witnesses say Billy was visibly irritated after the panel, which I would be too. One of the attendees claims Billy muttered, "That guy has no idea who he's talking to."
Oh, snap.
Don't mess with me. Now that could be nothing, or it could be, or I'll drop an elbow, and it could mean quite a lot as well. This was your behavior that night. Billy, you entered the lounge around 11:15 p.m.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Billy says he had recently been to the hotel gym. That tracks, was carrying a gym bag. He claims he stopped into the lounge to cool off, grab a drink, and maybe exchange a few words with Trevor like an adult. He said Trevor was alive when he left. Billy reports Trevor was sitting at the table, working on his notes and acting insanely pleased with himself.
Okay.
Billy says they talked briefly. Trevor made one more smart comment, and Billy left because, in his words, "I'm too old to fight a podcaster in a hotel lounge."
I'm too old?
I'm too old to fight a podcaster in this hotel lounge.
I don't know.
However, security footage later confirms Billy leaving the room only 10 minutes before Trevor collapsed. Now,
oh gosh,
what makes you look guilty in this story, Billy? Personal humiliation, of course. He called you out in front of everybody, made you look stupid. Everybody laughed at you. Emotionally, fresh motive, like it was there. It just happened, right? So you're just doing it. You had a
Okay.
huge gym bag. Anything could have been in there.
Yeah.
You had a reason to possess workout supplements. Timeline is very bad for you, just based upon you being there as close to him, possibly dying. And Trevor
Mhm.
mocked you shortly before his death. Now, here's what makes you maybe not guilty.
Okay.
Billy
I'll take
admits he confronted Trevor, which guilty people often avoid doing. They don't really talk about what they
Yep.
did. If he were the killer, he would really put himself would he I'm sorry. If he were the killer, would he really put himself that close to the timeline?
Sure.
He doesn't seem like a planner, and maybe he
Mhm.
just looks suspicious because he had the most personal reason to be mad, the most public one that people saw.
Mm.
So, here's some questions I have for you, Billy, and for
Okay.
me about you. Are
Mhm.
you too obvious because of the gym bag?
No. Now is caffeine concentrate something that people use in the gym?
Yeah, they say that it's a supplement that people use because it gives you that big caffeine boost, kind of like an
It
energy
gives you
drink.
the boost? Okay.
Gives you
Okay.
the juice.
Okay.
Okay, so think
No.
about that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's a
I feel like
legit
anybody with a
reason to have a
bag
bag. Yeah.
is suspicious, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Now,
It is a strike, but yeah,
here's the thing: would a killer really stay that close to the crime? Would you
I don't
really
think
just
so.
just poison him or give him the concentrate and then hang out right before he dies, or you're waiting for
Mhm.
him to die? Maybe.
Unless you're really
Um,
cynical and just, I wanna watch
I
this.
gotta see this. I gotta see it. I gotta stream it live. Um,
Right?
is this a crime of planning, or is this a crime of emotion?
I think with all the characters so far, um, yeah, I don't think somebody bad mouthing somebody or embarrassing them like that is enough to actually kill somebody, right?
Right.
And in fact that you pre-plan it, or you could pull that off. Um, yeah, unless I thought I was grabbing like the laxative and I thought I was just going to spike his drink with laxative and just make him have a terrible night, but I accidentally grabbed the wrong one.
Oh, but then you took the laxative and had a bad night
But
too?
then oh yeah, and then it just was horrible night all around, and accused of murder, and then the cops come in. I'm like, I can't move,
I can't get off the toilet.
otherwise,
I'm sorry.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and the last thing we Jesus. I just see you stuck on the toilet. Sir, I can't come to the door. I mean it. You
Can't
don't
do
wanna
it.
break down this door. You
Can
don't.
you just give me a minute?
I'm gonna need 5. Give me 5. Um, and then lastly, could someone be using Billy's supplements or routine to frame him? If everyone knows Billy likes to get in shape, does a lot of physical fitness, he's
Hmm.
been known to have these caffeine type things. Could anybody have got to your bag? Was your bag accessible that day during the day?
Oh snap!
So you got to think about that. All right, we're moving on to our final suspect,
Okay,
Carla Jennings. Okay,
okay,
she was the conference organizer with everything to lose. So she's the one who set up this whole thing, got all
argued.
these creators, everybody together,
Yeah.
set up the whole event. So her public persona is Carla is the polished, unflappable organizer behind the entire convention. She's the
Okay.
one who manages sponsors, schedules, talent, VIP access, room assignments, and all the logistical nightmares no one else wants to deal with this. This is where she
Sure.
thrives.
Okay.
Carla's brand is professionalism under pressure. She smiles while fixing disasters, and she can get a panel moderator, a replacement mic, and an oat milk latte in under 3 minutes. Carla can get it done.
Okay.
She's also the nervous system of the conference. Like she's like the hub,
Gotcha.
and she's doing all the things, right? So Carla's behavior that night. Carla entered the lounge at 11:25 p.m. Okay.
Hmm.
She claimed she was doing one final sweep of the VIP areas before the end of the night.
Hmm.
Carla says Trevor looked amped up, sweaty, and kind of jittery to her when he
Okay.
saw him. She says she assumed it was a stress and maybe over caffeination. She also says Trevor mentioned he was about to, in quotes, ruin somebody's Sunday. And then Carla left shortly after. All
Okay.
right. So she couldn't have been there that long.
Sure.
So here's what makes her look guilty, right?
Okay.
Major financial motive, because if something happened, she could lose everything that she's worked for, like literally millions in revenue.
Sure.
She had access to literally every room in the entire conference. She could be in and out, do anything without anyone even thinking twice because she's the head person, right?
Yeah.
She has knowledge of the security patterns. She knows where security is going to be, what the cameras are, all of that. Her calm demeanor could hide a lot. She might be hiding a little bit behind that. And she claims that Trevor already looks sick, which could be an attempt to shape the narrative, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And here's what makes her not look guilty that night. Carla's motive is huge, but her method is less obvious, okay? She'd be smart enough to know investigators would examine everyone with access to Trevor and that room that night.
Sure.
And if she wanted to silence Trevor, wouldn't she just do it in a VIP room under conference security? Would she really put that at risk? So here's some questions we have about her. So is Carla the kind of person who solves problems quietly and permanently? What do you think? Do you think she's just someone more cutthroat because she's all buttoned up and holding all that stress in all the time?
She could be building up. She could be building up that stress, and already she has the most to lose, I think, out of everybody.
Yeah, she does. That's a good take. Why mention Trevor looks sick unless she wanted that remembered?
That first thing is like, oh snap, he's already been poisoned. That's the first thought. So maybe she knew that. Mentioned that he was already jittery before she got there.
Jittery, sweaty, hyped up. Yeah.
And then they would be like, oh, it happened already. So
right, exactly. Or they're saying, is her calmness impressive or terrifying? Her being calm through this entire thing, fully reacting. So is that an act by her not reacting? Or, you know what I mean? Like
a lot of reverse psychology in this scenario.
I know, right? Like there's a lot of people who sound pretty sketchy. Could she have known? Could she have known about everyone else's motives and used them as a cover? You know, she was around everything. She saw it all, sitting quietly, waiting for things to be done. Or is she taking everyone's motives and then using them as a secret? What do you think?
She very well could. I mean, she has the access and she already has, because I used to be an event planner, so I understand like your hand is in everything and you have to know where everybody is and what they're doing at whatever time. You know, I understand that kind of lifestyle. So she definitely does know. Point. Yeah. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. You know a little bit more. All right. So let me make sure we're on track here. We have some additional clues actually for us to debate one at a time.
Okay.
Clue number 1. The autopsy found Trevor consumed 10 times the safe limit of caffeine.
Okay.
Which has got to be an insane amount.
Okay.
So they say what this means is this was not just too many energy drinks. This was catastrophic.
Okay.
This means the death was deliberate because the amount was so excessive that no reasonable person would accidentally create that on their own, right?
Sure. Okay.
So does this point to someone familiar with supplements?
I don't know if that.
I'd say yes and no, right?
It could be, but yeah. Here's my idea about me, and I could be a little biased on this.
Yeah,
I have the least amount to lose. All he did was hurt my ego, unless I'm just super sensitive that I want to murder a guy for saying something bad about me, which sticks and stones, right? But I have the least amount to lose between everybody else.
Agreed.
Based on my style and based on he just hurt my feelings, it sounded like. And I don't know if that is enough to caffeinate somebody.
Make you want to murder somebody.
Yeah.
That's true. And that thing's funny is because you actually watch your caffeine.
Yeah, I don't drink caffeine. I mean,
that's real life, Billy.
Yeah, in real life. So, yeah, I've been on at least all caffeine for the last 3 weeks, and so that was during this conference. So.
Okay, that's true. Is this a crime of convenience or planning?
I think this was
I'd say
planning. What do you
I would
say?
say I would say it's convenience and planning because he had no idea when he came to the conference that this guy was going to rip him apart. Um,
I I think
rip
I think I
him
think
or
this
her apart, rather.
right. I think this was pre-planned. I don't think it was
Okay.
because of the day. That's me personally.
Yeah, because you would have to have that kind of high dose
Mhm.
of that concentrate around.
You
That's a good
already
point.
had that in your mind, and then at least a game plan, and then he just set it off with his whatever. So
Yeah. Okay. Who among the suspects would know that caffeine concentrate could be lethal? There,
well, that
from
that
what
kind of
we've
puts a
read,
shadow. That puts a spotlight on me.
but not
Um,
necessarily. There's nothing in here that says you know exactly what caffeine concentrate
I
is and it would
guess.
be
I guess.
lethal,
Yeah.
right?
You
Um,
know.
but but who would know that, right? I mean, I
Well.
guess it could point to you because you had a bag full of supplements. They said,
Hmm.
and you're known for hitting the gym and getting in shape. But
But who else
would
has
you
like
know that?
a drink sponsorship with a caffeine like energy drink? It'd probably be Madison would be one that would actually have like a brand
Uh,
deal with a
that's true.
I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know. Throwing that out
No,
there.
I didn't think about that angle. Yeah, you're right.
Hmm.
And then is the killer a fitness person, a caffeine person, or someone who's was just using what was nearby to them?
I just think they were using something that would be easy. I think for me it was pre-planned, and I think that it was brought in beforehand, and it just wasn't a happenstance like, oh, I just grabbed it from my bag or whatever. I think they thought that that would be the easiest. Maybe something that people would be like, oh, he just
Yeah,
drank too many energy drinks. It would just be like to hide, as opposed to like, oh, they put arsenic in my drink, then,
yeah,
oh, somebody poisoned him for sure. But like natural caffeine is more of a, oh, there could be like, he just drank too much energy drinks. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's more of like, oh, could I get away with it? It's not as
yeah.
obvious as, and so they brought that with them beforehand as part of their plan. I don't know.
Oh, no, that's in depth. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so did we solve? Does this person have to be a fitness person? Do they have to be a
I don't
caffeine
think they. I
person
don't think they have to be.
to be able to do this? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as we're getting close here,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about some red herring angles. If
Okay.
people don't know what a red herring is, Billy, you want to tell them?
I don't. I would like to know what that definition means as well.
Oh, you know what a red herring is? A red herring is something that authors use or movies to place blame on
Person,
somebody else that they want you to think it
throw
is,
them
and
off.
it's completely a different person. But it
Gotcha.
could be plausible, though. It seems so plausible that it could be them. They're the red
Gotcha.
herring of the story. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe not everyone knows what that means. And sorry not to
So
humiliate
basically,
you, Billy.
like,
Don't try to kill me. I didn't mean to embarrass you.
no, it's kind of like in the first Harry Potter, you had Professor, what's his name? Shoot, Voldemort's on the back of his head, right? Um,
Oh, I forget his name.
Yeah,
Off
but
the top of my
he
head.
stuttered and he was like scared, and everybody you were thinking it was Snape the whole time, but it really was this scaredy cat. But he was just putting on a red herring apparently.
Basically, Snape was the red herring of the entire series. Like he was
Yeah.
constantly the one.
Yep, I guess so. I guess you're right. Okay,
But
I
if
know
you
that
haven't
now.
heard Harry Potter before, we won't ruin it for you. Okay. So here's a couple red herring angles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Greg drinks tons of caffeine, so it kind of
Mm-hmm.
points at him.
Yep.
Billy has big workout habits, so it also points at him.
Mm-hmm.
But Trevor himself also drank energy drinks constantly.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe someone assumed would look natural, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
it would see like this over caffeinated person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't somebody making Trevor's drink a little stronger. This was somebody basically trying to restart his soul in the worst possible way, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So clue number 2,
Okay.
the source was liquid caffeine concentrate, not just a powdered supplement. We just kind of talked about this, or extra canned energy drink. What this means is this is more unusual of a substance. Not everyone would just have to have it with them at all. Someone would
Sure.
have to plan to bring this with them. it suggests someone carried it intentionally as part of a fitness, performance, or energy routine.
Mm-hmm.
So, questions. What suspect would realistically carry the liquid caffeine concentrate? If we're thinking about all four of you guys,
Mm-hmm.
we got Greg, we have you,
Mm-hmm.
we have Carla, and we have Marcy. Is it Marcy? No,
Carla, Madison.
Madison. Sorry. So I don't even know the story. Like who's more realistically the person who would carry that? I guess we don't know because
Mm-hmm.
we're saying this had to be pre-planned.
Yeah.
But if you're saying it's for caffeine and stimulants, Trevor himself loved it. Did he kill himself? Did he overdo it?
He might have
You
just
know?
overdone it. He was just amped up and needed the energy to finish his podcast, and he was just trying to get through.
Yeah, that's a good
It was
point.
an accident. Yeah, that
So
could be a possibility.
We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Could Greg, as a caffeine addict, have some with him?
Or he just brought it with him, premeditated.
Yeah.
Yes, it's possible because he also had a bag of equipment as well, so he could hide it.
Yeah, and then there's also you too. Could
there's
Billy
me too. That puts
have it in your gym bag?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody with a bag is a suspect.
The suspect.
Right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Could have brought anything in to point to anybody.
Yep.
Could someone else have taken it from somebody and used it as a setup? So let's say you knew Greg had this because he was a caffeine fiend, and you're like, "Oh, I'm going to take this. I'm going to use it to maybe make Trevor pass out or something to get him so revved up that he looks like an idiot, and loses his persona."
Mm-hmm. Or vice versa. He could have stole it from my gym bag and Greg do it because he already knew the effects of caffeine because he loves caffeine.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good point. And then does this point to premeditation or simple opportunity? This is where we've been going back and forth a lot of this episode.
I think it's premeditated. That's just me personally.
Yeah. It seems that you would have to have this mixture made up of some sort, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it wasn't premeditated to the point where today I'm going to end up killing somebody with this concentrate. Yeah. But the fact that they had it and they knew that too much of it could be, harmful to somebody. Mm-hmm. There's also that. Yeah. So here's some red herring angles we're going to discuss. Okay. It feels very Billy coded. It feels like everything's pointing at good old Billy boy based on his workout. People know about his supplements. But because it feels Billy focused, it could be a frame job, right? Mm-hmm. Then there's Carla, could know who had what because she was around all day and had access to everybody's things and was watching everybody. That's kind of her job, right? Yeah. To see what everyone's doing. Mm-hmm. And then Madison could have learned about it secondhand without using it herself. Sure. Again, maybe Greg's sitting there talking about because he's such a caffeine guy and it keeps him awake and he uses this stuff to get amped up when he needs it. So we move on to clue 3. Okay. Security footage shows someone entering the lounge carrying a gym bag. What that means, the gym bag matters because it could hold supplemental bottles, drinks, personal items without attracting suspicion. We know who that was. Mm-hmm. Dang it. There is a heavy clue against Billy here. So, is the gym bag too easy? Does it sound just too obvious?
I think it's just unfortunate. I think I had the least amount to lose between all of the rest of the
Unfortunate's a good word. Unfortunate. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. Was the gym bag definitely Billy's? We know for sure it was his. I mean, everyone saw him carrying it that day, so you would assume it's probably his gym bag, right? Right. Mm-hmm. Could the footage be grainy or incomplete on the thing, because they said they saw somebody enter. They didn't know exactly who that was. That would be an easier way to solve this. Mm-hmm. Does anyone else carry a bag that could be mistaken for one?
Could.
Right?
Greg
and what's her name?
Madison?
Madison. I always wanted to say Marcy or whatever. Anyway, Madison also said she had a bag. And then she did lay it down close to his drink they talked about. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And why bring a gym bag into a lounge at all? Most people, if you're going to events like this, you're probably going to have a backpack to carry your laptop in and whatever equipment, not necessarily a gym bag. So that seems kind of strange.
Unless I just worked out and I was just didn't we just say something like that? Like I was just trying to cool off from my and just
Yeah.
after my workout. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Come get some drinks. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, here's some more red herring angles, right? Greg had a backpack, but not a gym bag. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But in bad footage, maybe a backpack still looks similar. It just looks like any kind of bag.
Okay.
Carla may have seen people coming and going and could exploit the timing. She knew what
Mm-hmm.
was going on, right? We talked about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Madison carried a tote bag earlier in the evening, depending on how much you want to improvise. Could that be the bag as well? We talked about that a couple seconds ago.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some of the red herring areas with that. Clue
Mm-hmm.
number 4. Trevor's drink lid had only Trevor's fingerprints on it. What this means, the killer probably did not hand Trevor a freshly poisoned drink directly. Instead, the killer likely poured something into the drink while Trevor was distracted, meaning Trevor himself was the only one to touch the lid afterward.
Mm-hmm.
Is this sneaky or is this non-confrontational, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, we talk about, could he have done this himself? You know, we pointed to these 4 people. Could he have over caffeinated himself?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But they said there was caffeine concentrate in his blood or whatever after the fact. Does all these stack up to give the same kind of reading? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think had the personality to poison silently rather than fight openly?
I think everybody else except for me.
Okay, I get that. I get
Mhm.
that. Because everyone else was more of like a public person, kind of.
Yep.
Also, Madison argued loudly. Does that make her less likely? Because she was so exposed in the room and yelling?
Sure.
Or, the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Carla is calm enough to do something subtle, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We talked about her knowing all the ins and outs. She saw all the people, saw all the bags, had access to a lot of things that day, especially the camera footage. Billy says Trevor was distracted with his recording equipment. So when Billy came in, he saw him distracted, messing with his equipment. Could Billy have done it then and dumped some of that stuff in?
Mm-hmm. Mm. That's a good point.
And Greg could have done it while pretending to mess with gear, right? If he has his bag over there by it and he's like, remember he was testing the sound and all the equipment in the room?
Mm-hmm.
Could he have had something with his gear? What do you got?
I think Greg messed with his gear without him knowing to distract him. So when his gear messed up, then he poisoned him with it.
Oh, that's
because he knew how to do equipment, so he could make it where it didn't work, and then that's how he wasn't paying attention to his drink long enough.
That's just true.
Just throwing that out there.
He is the gear guy after all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Some of the red herring angles that come along with it. This makes the crime feel stealthy, which maybe doesn't fit an emotional outburst, right?
Exactly.
Unless someone snapped but still acted fast.
Mm-hmm.
It also suggests Trevor trusted the people around him enough not to watch his drink. Which I don't know why that guy, everyone hated that dude.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, clue number 5. The bartender remembers someone ordering an energy drink and a glass of water together. So what could this mean? It's weird, right? The water might have been used to dilute the concentrate, to wash something down, or just to appear normal. It also suggests, it also suggests the killer may have been interacted with at the bar deliberately before the poisoning. And it leads us to answer these questions. Who among the suspects seems likely to order both at the bar? I'm saying Greg, because we all know he loves energy.
He loves
drinks.
caffeine. Yeah,
he loves caffeine. He can't get enough of it.
Yeah,
I'm sure
Madison doesn't drink caffeine, right?
Right. So she could. Oh yeah. So that would make her look very suspicious. Really caffeinated person probably wouldn't have bothered with water normally, but maybe they did that time. Maybe it was Trevor himself. But maybe he went and got an energy drink and a water.
Absolutely.
Had both sitting there.
Yep.
And was the water for drinking, or do you think it was for mixing?
Mixing, probably. Usually when you order something at the bar like that. Yeah.
All right. So clue number 6. We have 7 clues, just so you know. We're almost there. Clue number 6. Trevor's phone notes include the unfinished line, "He thinks he's going to save him." So we don't know what that means, right? Trevor may have been drafting notes about a confrontation shortly before he died. The word he points towards a male suspect, either Craig or Billy, unless Trevor was referring to someone else in a complete indirect way, right? We don't know exactly what that means. What that means.
What that
I got real
means? What does that
southern,
mean?
real bad.
Roll Tide.
So, well, gosh, was Trevor talking about Billy when he said he? Okay. Was he talking about Greg trying to defend himself? Is save him in quotations about reputation, sponsorship, or public embarrassment? Could Trevor have been recording ideas for the very next episode? So there's a lot of things going on there. A couple of red herring angles makes people over-focus on the male suspects a little bit, right? But Trevor may have dictated notes imprecisely. That could have easily happened. Could have been about someone discussed earlier that evening and just not the killer at all. Could be totally somebody different. That leads us to our last clue. Clue number 7. A witness says Trevor laughed after one of the final conversations and said, "You don't have the guts." What does this mean then? Trevor may have provoked the wrong person. Again, this could point towards anyone, someone emotional and personally offended, right? So Trevor saying that to Billy makes perfect sense. Like, you don't have the guts to come after me. They don't know Billy, though. Billy will come after you. As he would say, I'm going to drop an elbow on you.
Yep.
It could also fit Greg if Trevor dared to expose the truth about him. Would Carla even engage in a conversation like that? You know, she's ahead running the thing, but she's kind of scared. Madison seems more likely to shout than quietly poison. Like, she's more apt to like make a public annoyance and really stand out and make a scene. But some of the red herring angles, as we have for each thing, that strongly points to a pride-driven male suspect, right? So the story's pointing back to the guys again. But a witness may only have heard part of the exchange, okay? Trevor insulted everybody, so context matters. And I lied when I said we had one more clue. We do have one more. Okay. Oh, my God. I had to make a really good one for you, Billy. So I wasn't going to half butt it. Okay. I'm going to go through this one really quick. The Conference Hotel gym confirms one suspect signed out a locker shortly before coming to enter the lounge. What this means is this ties a suspect directly to the workout related before the crime, right? And we knew Billy. I mean, it's looking really rough, Billy. You know, you came from the gym. Again, this could be a red herring again. Came from the gym. We know that. If Billy used the gym, that supports access to supplements. Could the killer have borrowed or taken something from the gym? We didn't think about that. And does this make the crime opportunistic rather than pre-planned? What do you think?
No, I think I just went and worked out and I checked out a locker. And I then went with my gym bag to the bar afterwards on my way back to the room just to kind of detox.
Well, that's what we talk about coming up. Detox, yeah. From your red herring notes about you is maybe Billy went to cool off after being humiliated.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Went to the gym, work off some steam.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I think that helps me. You know, I was at the gym. That gives me my alibi when I have a bag. But then,
well, it makes a good point too. You went there to be cool down and calm, right? Not to get yourself all revved up again about the situation. They also say maybe going to the gym actually shows he was trying to calm down, not kill. Exactly just what we just said. And maybe the timing creates motive and means exactly at the same time. It could do both. It gives you means and motive. So we have a couple bonus clues.
All right. All these clues. Okay.
They only go up to clue 55, so don't worry.
That's right. Okay.
No, it's just a couple things. It's really quick. These are little tiny bonus ones. Carla says Trevor already looked shaky when she saw him. You remember that? So was this a genuine observation or like a subtle narrative manipulation? You know, is she manipulating everybody by saying, I saw him really shaky before this? Or was that just her genuine observation as she was scanning the room?
Sure.
So you got to think about that. Greg says he saw Billy near Trevor's table, but Billy says he never got that close. So this creates a conflict, you know, between Billy now in Greg in this same situation. Is now
Mhm.
Greg now trying to deflect and say, well, Billy was there. He had the gym bag. He had the opportunity. I saw him sit down. But Billy, you said I was never that close.
Mhm. Mhm.
And our final bonus clue is Madison posted a vague social caption at 11:02 p.m. Some people eventually get what's coming to them.
Oh,
This makes
snap.
her look terrible, even if she's innocent.
Mhm.
So we have all those things to consider. Now, I have 5 questions that I specifically want you to answer for me.
Okay. Mhm.
Now I want you to feel like we're in an interrogation room and there's
Okay.
that light swinging back and forth. And I'm like, Billy, where were you at? We'll see if you crack. All right. Why go to the lounge at all? Quick answers. Why'd you go to the lounge?
To detox from the day, to grab a drink, just had a workout, so,
Okay.
why not?
So, but why bring your gym bag inside then?
Because I was on my way back to the room and saw the lounge. It's like, oh, I'm already here. Let me just pop in real quick.
Okay.
Have a
But what
quick,
was exactly in your gym bag?
just
What was in it?
change of
What'd you have?
clothes, gym shoes, towel, just the normal.
Okay. Now, did Trevor say anything to you privately that made it worse that nobody heard about?
Did he? Do we remember?
Oh, well, we're asking you.
Oh, and then I would say, no, we just nothing that just out of the norm, nothing that would
Okay.
have made me go off the edge.
We're Billy, focus. Were you angry enough to do something stupid that night?
No,
No. Okay.
no,
And why did you leave when you did?
because I needed to take a shower. I just had a workout. The day was over. I had my drink and
Okay.
head back to the room.
All right. Let me ask you this: did Trevor take a drink while you were there? Did you see him drink anything?
Yeah, he had his drink, whatever he was working on.
Okay. Did you ever touch the table or do anything with his stuff at the table?
No, definitely not.
Did you order the energy drink and water?
No,
That you?
nope,
No.
nope. Mm-mm.
And have you ever even used liquid caffeine concentrate in your life?
I have not.
Okay. So let's take this a little deeper now.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna do quick answers on this. Who feels
Okay.
the most desperate in this situation?
Ooh, most desperate. Greg, I think, is the most desperate. The most to lose is Carla.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with Greg and Carla. Who
Mhm.
feels the most petty? I would say
Madison.
Okay. Madison
Mhm.
also. Who feels smart enough to even pull this off?
I think Greg
Feels confident.
or
in that?
Carla or Greg are smart enough. I mean, I
That's
think I'm
true.
just chilling. I'm too chill. That's not even on my radar. I'm
All right.
I'm smart, but I'm not murder smart.
Not murder smart. Okay, that's good. We'd street smarts over murder smarts. That's our
right.
new T-shirt. All right.
Mhm.
Who feels emotional enough to snap in that moment?
Oh, Madison is emotional.
Yeah.
But if you have a lot to lose, emotions can play as well.
Yeah. I think it could be anybody. Anybody could be emotional enough to snap. I
Mhm.
think.
Mhm.
I feel like the most emotional person. I feel like the most emotional person early on would have been you, but now you're saying you went to the gym to calm down
Mhm.
and to kind of de-escalate. Okay.
Mhm.
Which suspect is acting too polished, Billy?
Carla.
Carla.
Mhm.
All right. And then which suspect is almost suspiciously obvious? I'm saying you. You seem the most obvious with the whole gym bag workout guy thing.
I have the least amount to lose between the other three. I'm just saying that. Like, they all have money on the line. I just got my feelings hurt.
Woo! All right. So let's take stock of what we have.
Mm-hmm.
Madison has a very public motive and a temper.
Yep.
Greg has the caffeine lifestyle and the gear bag.
Mm-hmm.
Carla has the institutional motive and the calmest demeanor, which frankly means the scariest thing in this case, and has access literally to everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Billy, who got publicly roasted, went to the gym, walked into the lounge with a gym bag, and somehow expects me to believe that's just bad luck.
Mm.
This gives you a clean reset before our final theories here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Billy, you had written down a name earlier on in the
Yes.
podcast,
And
having a guess on a napkin.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't just a random piece of paper. He's not writing anything now.
Yep.
Billy, I want you to give us your guess of who you think it is.
Yep. And I still agree with this. It's the Gregors.
It's the Gregors. Okay.
The Gregors.
But after a lot of research, going back and forth, dissecting all the information we have, all the things we discussed today, what the police came to find out is that Billy is the killer. So, Billy, you're the killer.
Really? Really?
Yep. So, what really happened? Okay? Stay with me. I need your focus over here. Don't be reading that email yet.
I'm not going to read an email. Okay.
What really happened?
Okay.
After Trevor humiliated Billy during the panel, Billy tried to shake it off, but it sat with him. He stewed on it. He went to the hotel gym, partly to blow off steam and partly because his anger has a way of needing somewhere to go. In the gym bag was a bottle of liquid caffeinate concentrate, something Billy used as part of his workout routine. He likes to get hyped. After the workout, still angry and still replaying Trevor's comment in his head, Billy went to the VIP lounge. Trevor was there alone at a table, setting up to record a late night reaction episode, probably all about the people he had antagonized all day. The two exchanged words. Trevor didn't apologize. He doubled down on Billy. At some point, Trevor either mocked Billy again or dismissed him with something like, relax, maybe someday you'll actually have a real audience. Trevor turned away for a moment to adjust the microphone or check his headphone in his notes. Billy saw the open drink. He had the means. He had the anger. He had the opportunity. He poured the caffeine concentrate right into Trevor's drink while Trevor was distracted. Not a carefully orchestrated murder planned days ahead, a fast, ugly, pride-driven decision in the moment. Then Billy left. Trevor took another drink, and within minutes, the damage was underway. Billy, I just sent you something. I want you to read it as you see it.
Okay, let's pull this up. Oh my gosh, really? Okay, yes, all right, yes, I did it. You happy now, Tim? You wanted the truth?
I am.
Fine. Here it is. Trevor Blake had a gift, not for podcasting, not for journalism, not for the truth. No, Trevor's true gift was humiliation. He looked at something, he could look at something you had spent years building, your voice, your work, your show, your reputation, and with one smug little sentence, reduce it to a joke. And he did that to me in front of a room full of people, sponsors, creators, strangers, people wearing lanyards and fake confidence. They all laughed at me. They told myself, I told myself to let it go. I walked away. I went to the hotel gym. I tried to sweat it out like a normal person. I lifted weights. I drank water. I stared at the wall, tried to be mature, but every rep, every step, every second, all I could hear was Trevor's stupid little voice, that laugh, that smirk, that absolute certainty that he could say anything he wanted about anyone and walk away untouched. So I went to the lounge, maybe to confront him, maybe to prove that I wasn't bothered, maybe because part of me wanted to hear him say it again. So just so I could know for sure what kind of man he really was. And there he was, sitting under that soft hotel light like a king of all podcasters, microphone set up, notes open, energy drink sweating on the table beside him. He looked at me and smiled. He smiled like I was the punchline. And he walked back into the room for one more round, and we exchanged words. I don't even remember all of them. I just remember him laughing. And then he said something that I'll never forget. He said, relax, Billy. Not everyone is built for this. And that was it. That was the moment. In my gym bag was a bottle, liquid caffeine concentrate with a workout supplement, perfectly legal, perfectly ordinary, completely deadly in the wrong amount. He turned for 1 second and 1 second only just to adjust his microphone, and I poured it into his drink. No master plan, no evil genius speech, no elaborate conspiracy, just one terrible decision made by one very angry man in one stupid moment. I left the room. He took a drink, and Trevor Blake, the man who always had the last word, didn't get one. So yes, Tim, the killer was me. I sat across from you the entire episode, lied to your face, defended myself with fake outrage, and tried to pin this one on a social media guru, an audio nerd, and even an event planner with terrifying organizational skills. And honestly, for a while, I thought I might get away with it. But in the end, there's one thing Trevor Blake never counted on. Not justice, not police work, not forensic science, but two idiots with a microphone and too much free time. And apparently that was his downfall.
Well, Billy, we appreciate you being honest with us here. And recognizing that you were the killer all along. So
that's news to me, dang it. Still think it was Greg.
I think you look too hard into yourself as who you are right now in the real life, as opposed to you in the murder mystery. You overlooked the potential that you could have made a big mistake, as a bad guy. And I lied to you when I told you I didn't know who the killer was the whole time. I did. Because it was the only way I could get it. That's why I had to send you an email right now. Billy didn't know any of this words ahead of time. I was like, sent you an email. You got to read it as is right now. And that was the murder at the Podcasters Convention.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dang
How'd I
it.
do?
You did great. This had me on the edge of the seat. I really thought it was Greg.
Even though I knew it was you, you even convinced me that it was Greg. I was like,
good,
Greg.
good.
That son of a gun.
Dang it. I was hoping it wasn't me, but gosh.
So this won't be our only ever murder mystery we do on the podcast. One day, Billy is going to get me back. He's going to find a way to outdo me.
Yep.
I know it. But I know I had a lot of fun going into it because I had to come up with a bunch of different names. And there was 3 different times I reran all the things, right? I did all the stuff. And I kept saying, don't let Billy be the murderer this time. Every single time you were the murderer. Every single time I had come up with all this stuff. So I was like, okay, he's the murderer then.
They just really wanted me to be the murderer, I guess.
They wanted you to take the fall.
Dang it.
And right now, by us recording this, people know that you are the murderer. Bum. So join us next time on Murder Mystery Hour.
Oh my god!
You did a good job, though.
Thanks.
You did a good job with the conversation and the clues and everything. You seriously had me pointing in a different direction, even though I knew it was you.
You knew how the story ended. Dang it!
Yeah. I was like, okay, and I kept forgetting about these bonus clues. I'm like, gosh, there's like 1,000 clues left on here to talk about. But yeah, I hope you had fun. It was something different to do where you didn't have to do any work, but like in the moment.
That's right.
And yeah, it's just something different for our podcast listeners. We've never done anything like this before. And I wonder what people thought along the way. I hope they would maybe comment if they thought it was somebody else besides you the whole time.
Yeah.
Or if everybody was like, you guys are idiots, it's definitely Billy. I don't know.
Yeah. Dang it.
Well, if we want to know who they thought was the murderer, Billy, where can they tell us? Where can they let us know of their suspicions and their red herrings?
Yes, you let us know on Facebook. That's where most of the conversations are going to be. Now, we are going to have videos on Instagram, and we're going to have videos on YouTube and all that. But Facebook's the best place for communication.
Yes.
And even if you want to add this to your 5-star written review on Apple Podcast,
we would love
be
that.
Huge. Yeah, we would love that. So that's another place you put some words down about how awesome this murder mystery really was. So there you go.
Well, again, hit us up, give us a review, like it, love it, 5-star it, make us feel good and happy. And it takes you just a matter of moments to change our lives.
That's right.
Thank you so much for joining us today for yet another amazing episode and spooky of All the Everything podcast. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all.